Hello, it's Lady, and today I want to share with you the writing tradition and innovation for my course Educational Management. So I'm gonna start a little bit with an overview and explain to you about the challenge that I identified in this school. So the institutional problem is that I'm working on it is the Melbu Virgonde service serves as a diverse starting body in vocational and academic tracks, preparing youths for careers in fisheries and thorns. Beyond all this, my diagnostic phase revelate a critical gap while studying scripts and interactive tech driving learning. Many teachers, especially the old ones, um, especially veterans, feel unprepared or hesitant to adopt new methods. So this resistance stems from fear of obsolescence, limited training opportunities, and cultural preference for traditional teaching. Was like one of the ones I identified because there were more, but these are like a few brief of a like a resume. Now I want to share with you step by step of the model applications that I use. The first, the Lewin's model's structure phases, because first I'll start with Lewin's model to create a momentum in the unphrased phase. Workshops with teachers and students will serve for pain points like vocational students struggling with abstract textbook concepts that it might be a little bit challenging when it comes to stuff like that. During the change, I'll pilot tool like, for example, more interactive, more dynamic. Rephrase the logs in Sussex, for example, updating the teaching handbook to include a less technique and more enjoyable ways of learning. The Coder's 8 steps, the systemic change. Coder's model ensures leadership driving change. I decided to start by sharing Stark data comparisons to create an urgency. Like Melbo, for example, I started with looking for the vision and the main goal for the institution. So, integrated skills, guiding collation, including students, reps, and IT staff will co-design a vision by 2026. Maybe, probably, it can be earlier, but that is the expected. In every classroom uses at least one interactive tool, quick wins like celebrating teachers, field play, lessons, build a confidence before scaling school-wide. That is like one of the ideas. And AdCard individually buy-in for individual resistance. AdCard targets personal barriers. Is like imagine as a teacher hearing a student say the VR simulator finally helped me to understand the engine mechanics that builds awareness, letting teaching both on tool fosters desires and hand-on book workshops with the IT staff, like I mentioned before. Provide knowledge while a teach support hotlines ensures ability. Finally, in innovator and innovation baggage. So this will be something positive because it will encourage the students to continue learning and in a dynamic way. Solutions and sustainability. Uh, a teacher taster program for low pressure experimentation. Student take ambassadors to mentor teachers because we know that sometimes we think that we as teachers we have the whole picture for like the whole we know everything, but sometimes we might face some challenge or some problems in having ambassadors, but students, the study itself, it will be more helpful for us. So eh, as a sustainability and possible solutions, I decided to, for example, take this one and partnerships with local employers to align tools with the industry needs. This is one of the ideas. To sustain this project, I implement training into professional development calendar, and I put an estimated annually, but it can be more, it can be less, I don't know. Will be tracked with metrics like teacher participation rates and students engagement scores. Anticipated outcomes within 2 years. I project probably, like I mentioned before, it can be less depending on how they will implement these methods. 80% of teachers regularly using tech tools, a 50% rise in vocational student engagement, and stronger industry ties through VR training modulates co-design with local employers. We can go that way, or we can go more different. There is more options. It's not like this one is the only one that it might work. No. Most important is the Melbourne will become a model for how rural schools honor teachers' expertise while embracing innovation, because we need to move at the same rhythm that technology moves on. So maybe the classic methods with a lot of textbooks, it work used to work back in the time, but now we need to continue moving forward with the new technology that we have nowadays. As a note, I like to share with this. As Robin Sharma reminds us, change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. So we're confident. I am confident that this plan position for Melbourne in a long-term success, balancing the community values with the future-ready learning, and it will be really helpful. And thank you so much for watching this video.